now, time to check in on the latest buzz in the entertainment world.
Liz and Mike from 105.1 The Buzz joining us live. Good morning.
Morning.
Morning, guys.
Morning.
Good morning. Okay, more royal drama.
Oh, I'm shocked.
I am so excited to spill all the royalty. So candidly, I have not seen the final 3 episodes of the Prince Harry, Meghan Markle docuseries.
How many are out?
There's 6
3
total.
Yeah, there's
6
3
total.
out right now.
Okay.
They just dropped the final 3 today.
Yes, and so I'm going to binge it all day today, but I can't stop myself. It's almost like when you got to look a spoiler up. I've been reading all the headlines, finding out the juiciest parts, and the whole thing is very scandalous. So one of the big things that they talk about in the second part is that for Meghan, they would actually, whenever they felt like there were negative headlines about the royal family, they would make her a scapegoat and basically just put stories out about Meghan to distract people from what else was going on or happening.
Oh my God.
Which is a huge scandal to say, because there's a lot that happened when he first got together with Meghan. But one of my favorite things that came out of it is people are freaking out because Prince Harry said that he and William got in a fight and that Prince William was yelling at him. And people are like, oh, no, not Prince William. Prince William couldn't yell, which is somebody that grew up with siblings. This is hilarious to me because one time my sister Jessica hit me with a vacuum cleaner. So the fact that people are scandalized by siblings yelling at each other seems a little ridiculous, even though he is a future king. But that's one of the big takeaways from it, is that they've got a giant rift in their relationship now, and that he feels like part of William has chosen the firm and the monarchy over Harry, and that that's something that William has to do moving forward for the survival of the firm.
Well, that's, I mean, that's just big older sibling energy.
Right?
You know?
Thank you. Yeah.
Speaking as the oldest child, yeah, no,
it
that's
just is what it is.
sibling rival. Of course, the oldest child's gonna give him a big
I think
job.
we can all agree on that. My brother took a wiffle bat to me over Easter dinner one time. It's, you know, like, God forbid that Prince William, you know, raised his voice to Harry. That is not the most dramatic thing that I think we could have saw coming out of those 2 siblings.
No.
It's a weird thing that, I mean, I'm the older sibling as well. It's a weird thing to brag about, to be like, I've done way worse things than just yell at my brother.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
but it's real. It's
Honestly,
funny.
my favorite part of that trailer was the video clip of Harry taking a video of a hummingbird at a hummingbird feeder, because I'm like, I do that too. So, royals, they're just like
my
us.
God, they're just like us. Can I ask one sort of pessimistic question about this? Because I will go hand up, like, I'm not all that invested in the Harry and Meghan
I'm
thing.
shocked.
I'm like, I know.
What?
But I am, like, how much of this, it's a bad question, but how much of this is a money grab by them?
Probably a decent amount. I mean,
Like-
this was part of a big, you know, because when they left the royal family, that cut off a ton of finances for them. So, you know, they've been inking these deals for books and podcasts and media. I'm not surprised.
They were borrowing a house, like they have to get security for themselves and their child or their children. Like, I mean, I'm sure part of it is, but another little piece of it is probably like Harry's revenge. Because in the first part of the docuseries, he talks about how he saw his mom scrutinized under the same pressures that Meghan was getting scrutinized under. And they showed old interviews of him before he ever met Meghan Markle, basically saying that he didn't want to be a royal for the rest of his life and that he had anger. And so I think a little part of it too is just to be like, you know what? I'm just going to go out loud and proud and make it as messy as possible. Because
Right.
now that the queen has passed, I don't think there's any, I don't want to say any real repercussion, but like it just feels a little different.
Yeah, no reason, doesn't have as the same reason to hold back by any stretch.
Yeah, I'm just wondering now if we're going to hear anything from the royal family, if they're ever going to respond. So far, they haven't.
A source did say that Kate Middleton enjoys hugging because they did allege that she's cool and indifferent and doesn't like physical touch. So that's the only thing I've seen come out of the royal family is that, hey, Kate Middleton occasionally gives hugs.
Good one, royal family. Good one.
She can hug
Focusing
too.
on the important things.
There's the
Yeah.
spin I was hoping for.
That's
But,
funny.
but only in a situation where you curtsy first, as is tradition.
As is tradition.
I don't know.
All right, switching gears now to some other royalty. Iron Man, some news in the Marvel world.
Yeah, it's the first Marvel movie to be inducted into the National Film Registry. And so I think this is a really good one for the whole Marvel cinematic universe to make it in because it's over 15 years old. It basically kicked off the entire thing
Yep.
that made millions and billions of dollars when you add all the movies up. It itself, though, brought in $585.7 million. And the other big titles that are also being inducted are Carrie, Little Mermaid, When Harry Met Sally, Hairspray, some really good stuff and good company to be in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all really good titles. I mean, Iron Man, I think, really did pave the way for the Marvel Universe as we know it today.
I agree.
Certainly revitalized Robert Downey Jr.'s career.
Yeah, not only, I mean, the rest of the cast was phenomenal too. You had Terrence Howard, Gwyneth Paltrow in there. Like, it really did set the tone for the rest of the Marvel Universe to come.
Yeah.
Kind of nice to see a Marvel movie, especially this one, kind of get that kind of recognition. Because a lot of times you kind of hear superhero movies, even though they are massive in terms of entertainment value and popularity, they kind of get ripped apart in terms of, you know, where they
Actual
stand in
movie quality.
history and films and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's
Well, I mean,
entertaining,
when you look
great movie, glad it's getting recognized.
Yeah, like when you look at the Oscars and when Black Panther got nominated for different things, it was very exciting because you're like, whoa, all of a sudden it's like mainstream things. I will be honest though, I have tried to watch Iron Man a solid 7 times and fallen asleep each time.
Okay,
I've
that's
since watched Captain America.
All right.
that's on you. You gotta watch Iron Man. That's on you.
It is a good one. All
right, guys, we gotta roll. See you tomorrow.
Bye, friends.
You can listen to Liz and Mike every weekday morning on 105.1 The Buzz.